In today's video, I'm gonna show you how I went from this to this and how you can lose that lower belly fat. Hey guys, what's going on? This is Paul Ravella from ProPhysique.com, and today's video is gonna be specifically about losing the fat on our lower bellies, our lower abdominals, how we can do it, how long it's gonna take, how much weight you're gonna have to lose to get it done. And today's question comes from right here. If you guys and girls have questions you want to send me, go right here to my Instagram direct message. Send me your questions and I'll try to answer all of them. You guys have been sending me so many great ones. I try to address them in groups. I get a lot of the same question. I think that's a great topic. And so for today's video, we're going to talk about specifically how you, my friend that asked the question, are going to be able to lose that lower belly fat and how long it's going to take. And if you like this type of information around losing belly fat, putting on muscle, having the physique of your dreams from an expert, well, hit subscribe. That's what I love to do here. So I'll put today's question on the screen and it goes like this. Hi, I always see your YouTube videos. You are amazing. Well, thank you, my friend. I need some serious help to know where I am in right now. I'm 176 centimeters. I weigh 83 kilos. I do have muscle, but lots of lower body fat. Please help me. Well, first of all, I had to do some quick calculations on the Google machine. You see, we're still barbarians here in the United States. So 176 centimeters is about 5'9" tall, and 83 kilos is about 183 pounds. So I wanted to give you guys some insight on where you got to get that lower belly fat off. You see, a lot of us want to see those lower abs, but we don't actually realize what the number on the scale is going to look like. So I thought what I'd show you here is a friend of mine who is 5'9", weighs about 170 pounds in this picture. I'll put it up here. This is my friend Brian Whitaker, who is a professional natural bodybuilder, actually world champion, multi-time, and he gets shredded, okay, and obviously loses that lower belly fat. But my friend here, I'm gonna suggest that you're probably gonna have to get down to 170 pounds to lose that lower belly fat, and that's if you have muscle, because you mentioned that you did. You might have to get even lighter to see it. So for some of us, it might be an uncomfortable realization that the number on the scale is gonna have to go lower than you want it to go. I know for myself, when I diet down and my lower abs start looking really good like they probably did in the thumbnail of this video, my weight gets around 200 pounds. I'm 6'3" and I walk around 225 pounds typically. So as you can see, that is a very light weight for me to get to, but that is for competition prep. And that is why I get that shredded. Now, I want to explain the process of fat loss before we get into the specifics of your diet, of your cardio, and how to get this off. Let's talk about how fat loss happens. I say it all the time, but I'm actually going to explain it to you very clear this time. Fat loss comes off much like the rolls of a paper towel. Oh look, I just so happen to have a roll of paper towels. Well, what happens when you lose body fat, let's say you nail your diet, let's say you crush your cardio, you get lots of sleep and you lose body fat this week and you roll off that 1 pound. Well, you just lost 1 pound of fat, but where did it come from? Your back. Okay. All right, well, let's keep going. Let's keep dieting. Let's lose that next pound of fat. Where did that one come from? It came from the arms, that's right. So as you can see where this is probably going, we're gonna keep losing more body fat. This time it's our face. We're gonna keep losing. The scale is moving down. We're losing more body fat. It comes off our legs. Well, when do we get to the point where it comes off our abs? Well, that's gonna be predetermined by quite a few things. Obviously, we know that the lower belly fat is going to be some of the last fat to come off our bodies. You know, there will be some stubborn areas, you know, as in like areas like the thighs, the glutes, the lower back, the lower abdominal, all that region in our midsection, you know, basically from our hips to our chest. That area tends to be the most stubborn, the last fat to come off. So you'll often see like people's cheekbones will start to pop out. I know I get real bad diet face when I get shredded. I'll start to notice I'll have some more striations in my arms. Those are all fun things to have, but we'll get frustrated as well because we'll see like, man, I'm really losing all this weight, and then we'll pause the process. Even though you're having success, you'll pause. Just keep going. Fat loss, weight loss, it's a campaign. This is not going to be for most people as simple as 4, 6, 8 weeks. We just ran our 90-day transformation challenge, and actually what I have to do here now is I'm gonna show off some of the top 20. I'll put a video here of our top 20, and what you'll notice is there's a significant visual difference in their body fat and their cores. Well, why is that? Well, because these people were going through a transformation challenge in order to win $50,000 cash. Now it's over now. We'll be running another one in August. But my point being is that's what you need. You need something that allows you to continue pushing through past your point of comfort. Most of us get to a point where we're pretty happy with how we look. We're just not losing that little bit of fat. So we go out, we have a couple days where we eat, we drink, normal behavior for us. And then we go, man, I cannot lose that last bit, even though you're actually dieting a lot of the time and then relaxing a lot of the time. We just get into this pattern. You need something, a goal, something very specific, a 90-day transformation challenge, a bodybuilding competition, a photo shoot, whatever it might be to drive you through that. Now, for my friend here that wants to lose the body fat, I'm gonna give you some specific advice. My favorite form of cardio, well, it's walking. And I've talked about it all the time. And why do I like walking? Well, because I can get up and do it without any stress. However, if you love HIIT cardio, if you love basketball, if you love volleyball, whatever it might be, burning calories comes down to how much activity you do as well as how much calories you consume. Now, we all have heard the adage of eat less, move more. Great, brilliant advice. Well, how much less? How much more? Exactly. What we need to focus on is eating less, but eating the right type of foods, making sure we're taking in a high protein diet. Now, I have a free calorie calculator. I'll put it on the screen here for you guys. If you go to prophysique.com, you just scroll down the page, you plug in your information. It's gonna give you an estimate of how many calories you should be taking in. Now, is this going to be exactly right? If it says you're gonna lose 2 pounds and you follow it for a week, are you gonna lose 2 pounds? Maybe, maybe not. But if you follow a specific plan for a week, guess what happens? You have data, you have information. This is how I work as a coach. I give someone a plan, they follow it, whether they respond appropriately or not, we adjust and move on. Don't wait for things to be perfect. Don't get paralyzed by so much information out there. Hit a plan, follow it for a week, and see how things go. Take pictures before and after, weigh yourself and take some measurements, and understand that fat loss, weight loss is not always going to be linear. It's not always going to represent itself on the scale. The first thing I noticed the first time I dieted down for a bodybuilding show was that the reason I used to get so discouraged because a lot of my fat loss initially was on my back side. And guess what you can't see when you're not taking pictures? Your back. I would just think I always looked the same. But when I started taking pictures, every week I would notice the lower back would just go up, 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 and then I could see my lower lats, I could see the spine a little bit detailed. Then the fat started coming off the front. So as you see here, you can get kind of caught up in your lack of progress because you don't actually have the whole picture. The whole picture needs to be measurements, pictures, and the scale. They all work in conjunction. There might be some weeks where you don't actually drop on the scale, but you lose an entire inch off your waist. Let me tell you something. That's pure body fat. There is no waist muscles, okay? You're not building and losing waist muscle by the inches, okay? So the goal here should be to see improvement from week to week. And if not, well, you can make an adjustment to your diet. Now, how do you create a caloric deficit? Well, if you follow my calculator and it gives you the right numbers and you're losing, we'll keep going, okay? But if you don't know how to create a caloric deficit, I have a video specifically around that, how to use an app, how to set up a plan for yourself to follow if you're not looking for coaching, which we do here at ProPhysique, but you can do this on your own if you have the right information. You gotta keep it simple. You gotta be accountable, and you just have to lose weight every single week. You also have to realize that the more body fat you have on, it's gonna be the longer until you can see those lower abdominals. That lower belly fat is gonna come off more towards the end. Now, you might go periods where it comes down a little bit, but to get that last little bit off, to see those lower abs here, I'll probably show an inspiring video here of me doing abs. Listen, I don't look like that all the time. This is me actually pretty lean. I'm dieting down right now. I did the 90-day transformation challenge and I'm in a really happy place, but I don't look shredded all the time. I'm in various states of fat loss and weight loss, depending on my goals, putting on muscle as a competitive bodybuilder. So you have to find what works for you. What magic diet? Should you do keto? Should you do fasting? Listen, all those diets work if you put in the work. It has to come down to your morals, your ethics, finding what works for you, what fits your lifestyle. Do you need more energy? Well, maybe carbohydrates aren't such a bad idea. I love carbohydrates, okay? I don't demonize them. I have most of my athletes on several hundred carbohydrates a day and losing body fat. But that's because we control our calories, we control our fat, and we understand what we're doing on a given day when it comes to exercise and cardio to make sure that we're in a caloric deficit over a long period of time. All right, guys, that's gonna be it for me today. Hopefully this answers your questions. If you have any specific questions about your diet, about your cardio, put it in the comment section below. Happy to answer those for you guys, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.